20 years ago, the Kings kicked off the greatest era of basketball Sacramento has ever seen.
He recovers, they swing it around. Peja for three, he knocks it down.
In a lockout-shortened season that tipped off in February 1999, number 4, number 21, and number 16 all played their first games in purple.
Weber gets it right back. Back door to Stojakovic.
But for the sharpshooter from Serbia, he wasn't just putting on a Kings jersey for the first time. He was putting on an NBA jersey for the first time.
It was definitely one of the, at that time, one of the happiest days of my life.
And now, 2 decades later, after draining so many threes on the Kings court, he's found himself in the Kings front office, trying to help the team break its 12-year playoff drought.
And we really believe in this group, and hopefully we can finish the season strong.
Join us as we sit down with a Kings legend to discuss his legacy in Sacramento.
Stojakovic, he's got a lane right in the hoop. Nobody challenged him. He's up. Well, what makes him so tough is he's not just a shooter.
I think that group, we're going to be forever friends, and we're going to forever remember the years that we played together.
He's Peja Stojakovic. I'm Kayte Hunter, and this is Kings Central. Hi, I'm Kayte Hunter, and I'm here with Peja Stojakovic. You guys probably know who he is, I'm assuming, for this month's newest episode of Kings Central. Peja, I want to start with 1996, when you heard your name in the NBA draft.
With the 14th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Peja Stojakovic from Pau in Greece.
What went through your brain in that moment?
It was definitely one of the, at that time, one of the happiest days of my life. Just making one step closer to the NBA. My dream becoming a reality, and I was happy, confused, lost. I don't know what to describe, but definitely that was always my dream to come and play in NBA, and that was probably the first step. What was
it that went through your head when you thought, okay, well, it's the Sacramento Kings? What was that feeling like? Did you know much about it? What was the feeling there?
I didn't know much about Sacramento, although I came twice and worked out for the Kings before the draft. I just wanted to play in NBA. I just wanted to. I always, as a kid growing up, watching the NBA highlights, dreaming of announcing your name. Everything about the NBA was spectacular. So I wanted to be part of that. And the way that happened, I really didn't know much about Sacramento or any other team. I just wanted to be part of it, and at some point, become a member of the team.
Today is February 11th. You made your debut with this team on February 5th of 1999, that's right.
It was the lockout year, yes.
Yeah, so 20 years have passed. What do you remember about that first game?
I do remember the first game. It wasn't a very good game for me. We played in San Antonio. I had only 2 points. I think my first shot, or I don't know, at some point I had air ball. I don't know what was it. Maybe I was a little bit nervous, but I know the guys had fun with that, and that was my welcoming to the NBA.
3-ball, switch. Peja Stojakovic from downtown.
Was the transition from Europe to the United States in terms of basketball, was that difficult?
In terms of basketball, it wasn't. It definitely was some adjustment I had to make off the court. My language, there was language barrier. Although like the basketball terminology, it was familiar to me, but off the court, just adjusting to the new lifestyle, and that was probably the biggest challenge for me.
You played for the best team that has come through Sacramento.
Oh, man, it goes right back to the Kings. Bobby Jackson, a foot race. They have numbers. Peja, a one-handed hammer.
Looking back on that, what was that like to be a part of that time when basketball was so huge in Sacramento, but also the league, the recognition from the league?
I think that I think we didn't care much about that. I think we as individuals, when we first joined the Kings, for some reason the chemistry among us became very good.
So I think Peja was in a perfect place. He had a coaching staff that they worked with him every day to develop his game. He had the teammates that really he liked to spend time with it, so it was good.
And we started playing well together, start learning each other, start growing as a team, and each and every year we got better and better. But I don't think that we kind of understood at the time what we have meant for this city. I think it was the mutual respect, mutual admiration, and we just kind of grew together. I think we together kind of made the name on a basketball map.
The chemistry that you talk about, I mean, I feel like it's lasted all these years because, Vlade and you work together, Bobby is on the coaching staff, Doug is a broadcaster, but when the four of you get together, you can sense it. Like it's still there, the same as it was 20 years ago.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. It's definitely like so much love, so much respect for each other, and also trust. I think being through different things as a team, being so close of winning it all, definitely made us stronger, made that bond stronger, and I think that group, we're gonna be forever friends, and we're gonna forever remember the years that we have played together.
What's your fondest memory of your time with the Kings?
It was so many. I think just I think it's even nicer now what you just mentioned. After so many years, we are still connected in a way. We can still talk about some of the things that we went through, and but just seeing those guys on a regular basis, I think that's probably the best thing. But other than that, I think playing wise with those guys, it was absolutely amazing, and we kind of made each other better. Not only players, but we kind of grew as individuals, and but definitely a lot of fun.
Coming up on Kings Central.
Bobby Jackson have lost to Vlade, but Vlade, seeing his face, the way he was reacting to that, he said, "Okay, I'll forgive you that amount if you take your clothes off," and also singing the
Who let the dogs
"Who let
out?"
the dogs out."
On 3. Stojakovic down. Yes. Clock at 7. Stojakovic with a force, and he filled it up.
I think what is kind of at the center of your guys' chemistry was the fun that you guys had. And I've heard a lot of stories from you guys over the last several years of just all the different shenanigans that you guys got into. So I have to ask you, what is your favorite kind of Vlade story?
Well, in every story that Vlade was involved, Bobby Jackson was involved too. So those two guys were main actors all throughout the years.
You have to share the who let the dogs out.
Yeah, but that's I think it's been told. The story's been told, but
you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people.
It's a funny thing. I know it's you know, when you are on the road and you spend a lot of hours on the plane, and most of the guys do different things, watching movies, playing cards, and the two main actors that we just mentioned their names, they were playing cards, and there were money was involved, and at some point we were approaching New York. It was the winter time, and it was a lot. It was a decent amount of money on the table that at some point before we landed, Bobby Jackson have lost to Vlade. But Vlade, seeing his face, the way he was reacting to that, he said, "Okay, I'll forgive you that amount if you take your clothes off. You know what I mean? You stay only in underwear and you check yourself at the hotel in New York." And also singing the
Who let the dogs out.
And Bobby didn't mind. I think, but that was one of the stories. We had so much fun. I mean, from guys running the suicides on the plane, it's lots of fun, lots of nice memories. But what I just said now, just kind of seeing each other, reconnecting again, and just remembering all good times.
And now you and Vlade are in the front office. I mean, you're making decisions for this team that you helped build all those years ago. What has that transition been like for you?
I think it's very different. I think as a player, you worry only about yourself, and the players, they're on the court or they're coming off the bench. But I think you have more control as a player, but the responsibilities are probably less when you as a player. From being part of the management where you have to put pieces together, coaches, and you hope at some time that all those pieces they're gonna work well together, and the coach are gonna be able to maximize their potential. I think those are probably the biggest challenges for all of us, and understanding that side of business.
What's your favorite part of it?
I think it's being on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I think being on the courts, seeing guys working out, seeing guys getting better, competing, challenging each other, and then all that translating over there on a bigger stage. And I think that's the biggest satisfaction for all of us. Like when you see young players coming in and who are great people, who wants to work hard, who are great teammates, and at the end of the day, they are, as we talked about it, the chemistry. It's great among themselves, and showing their potential slowly, and hopefully someday, as we see it now, hopefully we can enjoy some great days.
You mentioned the bigger stage just right over there. We're on the practice court, obviously, but the main floor at Golden One Center. Obviously, you never got to play on it, but you played in Arco Arena when the fans could literally shake the roof in that building.
Back to Bibby. He stops. He fires from 20. He's got the bucket with 8 seconds to go, and the Kings take the lead, 92-91.
And now we're in this amazing state-of-the-art arena, and the product on the floor has just taken it to another level, and we're starting to see the sellouts and the crowd and to hear what it's like in this building. What has that been like for you to kind of see the crowd emerge as the team has kind of grown this season?
I think you said it. You said it. It's a product. It's product what makes the fans enjoy it. Makes the fans create that energy. And last night we were just sitting and talking about it, and you can sense the energy. The fans are coming, and you can see they are believing in our team. They see the talent. They appreciating the guys playing hard. They're appreciating the talent, and I think we have a great group of guys, and it's I think the team, this city, really recognize that. They see the great group of guys. They see the talent, and they're giving them great support.
Coming up on Kings Central.
Just seeing all the guys being there, support and the love, just the respect that we have for each other. I think as I mentioned before, it just brings so many good memories.
Today, we are celebrating beautiful career for one of the best shooters in our league history. It's my pleasure to be here to share this special moment with my good friend Peja.
I talked to him before the game and I said, this isn't about me. This is about us. This is... As my jersey goes up there, you guys go up there with me in my heart. Thank you, Sacramento. I love you.
What's it like to be sitting down there in your seat on the floor and look up in the rafters and see your jersey up there?
It's a very humbling feeling. I never thought about that, even when we spoke about that a couple of years ago when the Kings decide to do that. I always think about that team. I don't think as a celebration of my accomplishments. I always think what a great years that we had as a team, as a group, and how close we were of achieving that goal of winning the championship, and so many amazing memories, but definitely very, very good feeling.
Do you remember that night well?
Of
the retirement night? When you think of that night, what comes to your mind?
Just seeing all the guys being there, support and the love, just the respect that we have for each other. I think as I mentioned before, it just brings so many good memories.
Looking, Bogdanovic, 3 seconds. Bogey for the win! Bogdanovic!
You've obviously been a big part of putting this young group of talent together that we're seeing now. What does this team mean to you?
As you know, it's in sports. It's not black and white. Even after you put all the talent that you believe that you have put all the talent, things may not work out. I think going through the process of rebuilding and putting, drafting and selecting right pieces, and now seeing them playing together, it's definitely a great feeling. I think we believe, but none of us could say with certainty that we're going to have this kind of year. I think our young guys have surprised us all. First of all, with their work ethic, with the maturity they have, and then also understanding as they move as a group what it means to play in big games and how to win big games. I think they're still learning, but you can see after each segment of 5 to 7 games, there's a growth. If not team growth, you can see individual growth. So I think those are things that are very positive for us, and we really believe in this group, and hopefully we can finish the season strong.
You know, we talk about last year. You know, you had a few of those super teams. We beat them, you know, twice, I believe. So we just have to learn and be better every day, every year.
I know when Vlade took the job as general manager, he talked at that time about how badly he wants to see a championship come to this city and for this team. And I know that you are right there with them. You have the same feeling. What do you think would happen in Sacramento if that were able to come to fruition?
I don't know what would happen. I honestly, I don't know. I don't want to think that far ahead, and I really don't believe in jumping the process. Yeah. I always believe there's certain steps that you have to take in order to get there, especially when you're in a small market. I think you have to go in a very conservative, traditional way of building a team, and I think we have done that. Vlade has done that, and now I think everybody can see, our fans can see that we have really great product on the team, and I think we should all be proud of that. I think just seeing that young team to perform that well and promising not only this year but years ahead.
Peja, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us, and it's so great to be able to celebrate kind of your emergence 20 years later onto the NBA stage, because it absolutely changed the history of this city, and I think it's still kind of rolling in that direction, so thank you.
Thank you for having me, but don't forget, Vlade just mentioned that there was also his 20th. There was also his 20th anniversary. So
well, yes, it's his 20th anniversary with the Kings, but yours was the NBA.
Yes, but if you do have some connection with NBC, please, if you can coordinate the also interview with Vlade.
So that he will feel like he's not being left out.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we'll get on that for the next King Central. We'll see if Vlade.
Okay.
All right, Peja, again, thank you so much.
You.
And thank you, everyone at home, for watching the latest edition of King Central.